Thanks to Anker for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now, go. Hey, it's you. You're confused right now, you're in shock, I get it, but trust yourself, trust me. It's gonna be okay. Everything that's about to happen, everything that just happened, is exactly what has to happen. I know it doesn't make sense now, but it has to be this way. I can't tell you too much or time will literally fold in on itself and the universe as you know it will cease to exist. All I can tell you is this. Sing-song agents will do anything they can to get their hands on what you have right now. Protect this case at all costs. Do not get the chocolate frosty. You're lactose intolerant, for crying out loud.
Let me have a chocolate frosty too.
Who am I kidding? You're gonna do it anyway. Look, you are about to change the future of TV forever. Future of TV forever. Future of TV forever.
Episode of Caleb Dennison Licks Your Toad. I will see you on the next one. Have a good one.
You are about to change the future of TV forever. This is the most important review of your life. I need you to trust me. I need you to stand by me. Now, go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and maybe it's because I'm a child of the 80s, but this product gives me serious Cloak and Dagger vibes. I mean, it looks like the kind of briefcase that would hold secret files or some kind of specialized hacking system. This briefcase 100% looks like the sort of thing you use to disable the time locks on a huge safe at Nakatomi Tower or something. But it's actually a TV. So what's inside this briefcase is as cool, if not more so, than what you might imagine is in it. I mean, tell me you don't want to show up to a gathering and pop this thing open. For me, it's just got cool factor oozing out of it. So I hope you don't mind our little Cloak and Dagger intro. We thought something as fun as LG StanbyME Go portable briefcase TV deserved a review introduction that at least attempted to be as cool as it is. But I think the important question here is, what do you have left when the cool factor wears off? After all, once you've already surprised all your friends with what it is, what's left is what it can actually do. And that's what we're here for. What can, and maybe more importantly, can't, the LG StanbyME Go do? That's what we're here to find out, so let's get to it. And hey, if you like that intro, do me a favor and slap this video with a like. Also consider subscribing if you want to see more where that came from. And if you like the idea of this face popping up in your feed, ring that notification bell while you're down there clicking things. Thank you very much for your support. I mean it. I really do. I mean, seriously. Okay, let's go. The LG StanbyME Go weighs 28 pounds. That's not nothing. It's not gonna give you a hard time toting it from your car to a picnic table or across the parking lot to your friend's tailgate, but unless you're a real hardcore hiker, you're not gonna wanna take this thing backpacking. Besides, I think most backpackers are smart enough to spend their packable weight on liquid entertainment as opposed to the video kind. I suspect most of the StanbyME Go's weight can be attributed to its lithium-ion battery pack, but I reckon some of it may be due to the case. The metal doesn't feel super heavy, but it does feel durable. I mean, this case isn't just for show and cool factor, it's designed to protect the TV and the batteries inside, and I get the feeling that it will do that very well. As much as I'd like to have a spare StanbyME Go around that I could abuse by swinging hammers at it and dropping the thing from increasingly high altitudes, I don't. So that job remains open to anyone with a spare $1,000 and no emotional attachments to nice TVs. Speaking of lithium-ion batteries and altitude, the StanbyME Go seems like exactly the sort of device that is gonna cause you trouble if you take it on a plane. Maybe it's okay to forget that you packed a couple of little camera battery cells in your checked luggage, but imagine answering for this thing at the gate after it goes through the checked luggage scanner. I suppose you could treat it as carry-on luggage, but do you really want more of the TSA's attention in your life? Because this is going to definitely get that for you. I guarantee it. Besides, unless you're flying first class, this ain't fitting in the overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. So, you're not taking this thing to Puerto Vallarta. I mean, unless you're within driving distance to Puerto Vallarta. Come on, you know what I meant. But where could you take it? Well, We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's get through the rest of the important specs first. The StanbyME Go charges off a standard 2-prong power cable. These are easy to replace, so if you happen to lose it, replacing it is going to be cheap. You just may not be able to get one in the perfect color match. Flip the 2 latches, open up the case, and you'll be greeted with the display laying flat in the bottom level. And behind that is the speaker system and a little reminder that Dolby Atmos is a brand now and not the name of a specific audio experience, but we'll talk about the actual audio pretty soon. Lift the TV panel and you'll find that it has a pretty remarkable range of motion. You can position it up high like this, settle it down low, and if you want to watch vertical videos, you can simply rotate it. The screen itself is a 1080p LCD touchscreen, so yes, you can control it like a giant tablet, but also LG includes a little remote with it so that you can use it just like the TV that it actually is. 'Cause it is a TV, right? I mean, I've been calling it that for a while. I've seen others call it that, but is it really a TV? Well, technically, no. It is not. It does not have a TV tuner built in. So if you wanted to post up in the parking lot and erect an antenna for the purposes of pulling down your local broadcast stations, well, that ain't happening, not without a separate little box. That is the only thing, though, that prevents this from being considered an actual TV. And that's by the FCC's definition of what a TV is, not my own. With the exception of the lack of a tuner, this behaves like an LG TV, and that includes LG's webOS and all the apps and functionality that comes along with it. You can stream Netflix, use Apple AirPlay, play stored media, and even connect devices via HDMI. That would include a game console, which I think is a great idea. As for battery life, LG claims the StanbyME Go, just like the original StanbyME, will last on battery power for up to 3 hours. That should be a red flag to you by now. Anytime something with a battery is claimed to last up to any particular time, you should probably just immediately cut that down by like 30%. On its best day in eco mode and low power mode, you will indeed likely get about 3 hours. However, you're probably not going to want to use it that way. To get the best brightness from this TV, you'll want to run it in a high power mode, which will cut down the battery life significantly. That being the case, you might want to have some backup power available for longer viewing sessions. Speaking of backup power, now seems like a perfect time to hear from our sponsor. I love our new production studio and its location. This is such a cool area, but there's one big problem. When I moved here, I lost access to EV charging. There isn't an EV charger around for miles, and there's no running an extension cord out here either. It was becoming a serious problem. Then Anker sent me this brand new Solix F3800, and folks, this is a game-changing portable power station. The Anker Solix F3800 packs a formidable 3.84 kilowatt hours capacity in one unit, and that's expandable to over 53 kilowatt hours. Its dual voltage output means you can run 120 volt and 240 volt at 6,000 watts with peaks up to 12,000 watts. That makes the F3800 a legit and sustainable replacement for noisy and stinky gas-powered generators. I have a 31-foot RV and I can power the whole thing, including the air conditioning, off the F3800, no problem. I can also charge my EV with ease anywhere I want now, no grounding accessories needed, and when it's not powering my EV or RV, it acts as backup power for my home, like other generators, but it also ties in with the grid as part of a whole home power system. That's a big deal. The Anker Solix F3800 is available starting today. We've got links to the Kickstarter and special offers down in the description, and you'll want to act fast because I can tell you now this thing is going to be as popular as it is powerful. Thanks again to Anker for sponsoring this portion of our video. Okay, so now we come to what I think may be the most valuable portion of this review. How bright does it get? Well, before I get into telling you how many nits this thing can put out and then explaining what that actually means for you, let me please make you aware of the so-called outdoor TV market and what's going on with that whole thing. My experience with enjoying TV outdoors, specifically on outdoor TVs, stretches back a ways. It started with my first Sunbright TV review. That was 11 years ago. I really put that thing through the ringer. And then a little over a year later, I tried out another Sunbright TV. More recently, I experienced the beast that is the Samsung Terrace, and along the way, I've done plenty of RVing, during which I've tested plenty of non-outdoor TVs, as well as outdoor-specific models made for RVers from the likes of Furrion. Bottom line is, I've seen almost all of them, and even those TVs that claim to be good for full sun, well, they are visible, that's true, but they are also insanely expensive. There are actually indoor TVs that can get as bright as some outdoor TVs, but those super expensive things put all the money into processing and stuff, and nothing into weatherproofing or dustproofing. True outdoor TVs are just on their own very specific, usually very expensive level. I point all that stuff out because the StanbyME Go is very much not an outdoor TV in that sense. It's a portable TV that can go outdoors. I mean, I actually prefer that. This is way more flexible and useful to me than a fixed, always outdoors TV. But this also means that you need to take care to protect the StanbyME Go and maybe temper your expectations a little bit. Take it to the beach? Sure, just be prepared to vacuum out the sand. Taking it camping? Cool, just don't put it next to the cooler and expect it to handle a spilled soda very well. Taking it tailgating? Awesome sauce, unless that sauce is barbecue sauce, in which case, not so awesome for this TV. Generally speaking, you're gonna want some shade for this TV, either made by nature or provided by you, because without shade, you're gonna have to juice up this TV's brightness, and doing that is gonna hit the battery pretty significantly. This portable TV in vivid mode with all power saving disabled can put out about 500 nits full screen. And as a matter of fact, that's as bright as it gets for HDR highlights as well. To get that kind of brightness though, you have to know how to turn off all energy saving, which I missed while shooting this tailgating setup. The TV is not as bright here in this shot as it can actually get. This shot though, on a slightly dimmer day, is more representative of what the StanbyME Go at its brightest looks like outdoors, unless it's a cloudless day with full sun. So while 500 nits is great inside, it's plenty actually, outside that's not enough punch to put up much of a fight against the brightest object in our solar system. No, not me, silly, I was referring to the sun, though I must admit I have been feeling very radiant lately. With a canopy, be that the 10x10 pop-up type or the stand of Douglas firs type, you're gonna see this TV just fine for about 2 hours or so, which leads me to my next point. You know that Anker Solix F3800 I was just talking about? Well, you don't need something that serious. Anker makes some smaller portable batteries, as a matter of fact. But if you're gonna tailgate with this thing or wanna watch it for any significant amount of time while in the car or while camping or what have you, I suggest having some backup power along so that you can power it directly or charge it back up. Or maybe you can just charge it off your EV or from your car if you're driving. The onboard battery will get you through many movies or a few episodes of your favorite show. And if you're in a dim or dark environment, go ahead and turn on low power mode and you'll be able to get through most movies that aren't made by Peter Jackson. For extended fun, you'll need some extra power. I should also mention the StanbyME Go's onboard sound system is totally respectable. It's plenty loud for in-car listening or watching in a hotel or camping in a quiet place or even chill tailgating. But for more raucous environments, I would suggest using a larger external speaker either via Bluetooth or using the StanbyME Go's auxiliary out port. My speaker of choice is this new Soundbox speaker. Keep an eye out for a video about that thing soon. Look guys, this thing is just fun. I love it. I've had a blast playing around with the StanbyME Go. I think the most important thing for you to know is that even on an overcast day, it's still gonna be bright enough outside to challenge this and most LCD TVs for visibility. Plan to find this thing and yourself some shade for the best outdoor enjoyment. That's gonna extend your battery life too. Otherwise, there's no reason you can't take the StanbyME Go anywhere you want. The next important thing for you to know is that the pre-order price of $1,000 ends on October 15. After that, it goes up to $1,200. Might come back down after several months, but I don't know. I'm not sure that LG is gonna make a ton of these things, so this might be one of those times you're better off getting one soonish if you really want one. And if you do get one, can we start an Instagram hashtag and show our StanbyME Goes in the craziest places around the world? That's about the only thing I can imagine that would make the StanbyME Go any more fun than it already is. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. Are you not in love with this version of the portable TV? Either way, let me know down in the comments below and tell me if I should do more fun intros like we did for this one. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, and until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like.